So this trip leaves Dove Springs and heads over into the El Paso Mountains towards the Walsh cabin. I actually had several videos of this trip, so I've spliced them together, so you may notice one time I'm on my Arctic Cat, another time I may be on the Kawasaki. But basically the same route. We went ahead and headed down SC 94 and crossed Highway 14, and now we're on Sierra View Road, and we're headed towards Hart Road, and which is also EP 15. You can see here to the right there's the entrance to Opal Canyon, but we're going to go straight here. It's a little less than 5 miles from when you cross Highway 14 to where you get to the merging in with Hart Road and EP 15. As you can see, Sierra View Road is just a long, hard-packed, rocky road. Basically going to come up here right now. You can see this is where we merge onto EP 15. You can head northeast here to the right, head towards the mines. You'll see signs along this road also for Randsburg. It's a really cool ghost town that's right off of Highway 395. From the time we crossed Highway 14 to get all the way into Randsburg, it's probably a good 40 miles plus. But there is right off of 395 in Johannesburg, there is a gas station, a Texaco station, where you can go ahead and fill up with fuel. So you can see we turned right off of EP 15 onto EP 474. Going to pass this rock watering hole here and into a big debris area. Lots of metal parts. I have no idea what any of them were used for. There actually was more of them out here, but last time I was here I did see a pickup truck with a bunch of metal in the back of it, so they may have been hauling some away for scrap metal. Then we'll turn right and head towards the mine. So these mines are actually pretty cool. They're talc mines, I guess, what's used in cleanser and borax, and they're sometimes in the summer good 30 or 40 degrees cooler inside. So it's a great place to stop and relax a little bit, cool off, and we typically use it as an excuse to have a beer break. So I'll go up here and show you some of the mines, and then we'll head out across towards the Bonanza Trail. So most of these are not connected, although a couple of them are. They only go back maybe 40, 50 feet at the most. No dangerous areas in them. They're all pretty much solid walls and solid floors. So you can actually see, I think these are sort of blown out with using dynamite. You can see some of the holes where they may have placed the sticks into. But they're kind of cool, and again, kind of a nice place to stop and take a break. So we left the mine area, and we're actually headed back towards EP 15. It's a little confusing because when you get to the road, it actually shows EP 15 as a right turn, which it is. It'll take you down to Last Chance Canyon, but we're actually going to cross over. It also is marked EP 15. We're going to head actually east across, and you'll see a big sign here for the Bonanza Trail, and that's the trail that we're going to take down into Last Chance Canyon. So you can see this is just a little bit of a rocky downhill. Shouldn't be any problem for a novice rider. It's reasonably easy. We're going to get down here. It's going to flatten out. You'll see a Y in the road, and then if you look off to the left, you'll see the Bonanza Post Office, and that's where we're headed. So not much to see in the post office, but the door is open, and if you want to take a break and look inside or get out of the sun, just a big square or rectangle wooden building. Right past the post office, the trail's going to split, and we're going to take a sharp right fork and follow EP15 down to Last Chance Canyon. So you probably noticed here I actually spliced in video from a different trip up to the Walsh cabin. This video is actually a little bit better than the one I had on the previous trip. So the rest of the way up, it'll be me and see Pete, Larry, and Jesus sometimes on their dirt bikes up in front of me. So this is EP15. It winds down through this canyon. You'll see some buildings on the right and the left. Some of them are actually inhabited. Some are abandoned, but they're kind of cool to stop and check out as well. So we got down to the bottom of the sand wash, turned left onto, believe it or not, EP15 again. This is officially Last Chance Canyon. This is the upper part of it. If you'd gone right, you would have headed down into the lower part of Last Chance Canyon. EP15 here is going to split. If you turn right and follow EP15, you'll go up to the Burrow Schmidt mine. We're going to head left and get onto EP30, past the Bickle camp. We won't stop there today. These guys have been there before, but it's a great destination. The caretaker will let you in, give you a tour. Lots of old mining equipment. It's a pretty cool place to stop. Either have lunch, they have a picnic table, or again, a beer break. So EP30 goes for somewhere between a mile and 2 miles northeast here past the Bickle camp, and it's going to merge into another branch of EP15. If you head left there, you head towards Colorado Camp and out towards the Holland Camp. But we're going to head right and follow EP15 until it goes ahead and merges up with EP100, which is Mesquite Canyon. Okay, we've come to the intersection of EP30 and EP15. So we basically stayed on EP15 towards the right. Maybe about half a mile, it'll turn into EP100. Mesquite Canyon is a big, wide Jeep road. It goes all the way down to the paved highway, Rans Mojave Road. But we're going to look for a cutoff maybe about a mile down EP100, EP204, which will take us up to the Walsh cabin. Okay, so we are now merged onto EP100, and we'll be looking for EP204 off to the right here in a little bit. So the very first split here to the left on the trail is just a dead end. Other than that, all the way up to the top, the trail does split multiple times into right and left forks. And going up, the left fork is going to be the easier of the two, and that's consistent all the way up. So I went ahead. I'm going to take the left fork here, and then for some reason I decided to cut across and show you what the right fork looks like. It's really not that bad, but it does have a couple hard spots, some ruts in it. But for the novices, you want to stay and take the left forks all the way up. So you can see the trail does have a few ruts in it, but really not too bad down at the bottom part. Once you get to the middle section, the right-hand forks are significantly steeper than the left. So depending on your skill level, you may want to go ahead and stay to the left going up, and then just reverse it on the way back down. So once again, I went ahead and took the right fork, which just a little bit more difficult than the left down here at the bottom. But again, you can see this is a pretty simple trail all the way up. So you can see up ahead we're coming to the first little hill climb. This is the beginning of the middle section. Again, that way over to the left is going to be easier, but this particular one is probably the simpler of all the hill climbs going up. So we're just approaching a little turnout here to the right where you can get a good view down there at Fremont Valley and the dry lake bed, and all the way across to the Rand Mountains. You can see this upper portion again flattens out, and pretty much from here to all the way to the Walsh cabin, it's reasonably easy. So as we go down this, every once in a while you'll notice off to the left you'll actually see the cabin. We're going to make a left turn here at the end of this road right here, and then it's a straight shot over to the Walsh cabin. This road to the left right there does go back down to Mesquite Canyon EP100. I've actually never taken it. From the bottom it looks a little steep, and I figured I'm just going to stick to 204 since I know it and I like that road. We're somewhere between 4,000 and 4,500 feet up here. You can see the cabin if you look closely. It's actually tied down to the mountain with cables. Inside it's actually in pretty good shape. It's a great spot again for a lunch break or in our case another beer break. Anyway, this was the part of the video from Dove Springs up to the Walsh cabin. I do have another video right after this one, which will be from our Trona Road campground to the Walsh cabin, a totally different way coming from the east.